So this video is going to be part astrology content, part just questions that I have with July 4th coming up. Let's start out with my questions first. And this really isn't a question. It's part question, part statement. The question is, why are we still celebrating July 4th? Why are we buying anything on July 4th? For July 4th. I know that a lot of people said that they're not actually celebrating July 4th. They're just going to be celebrating a day off, but they're also going to still be doing barbecues and things like that, which I'm like is still feeding into July 4th sales. And this is not criticism, but it is a genuine question that I have because I am confuzzled. Maybe it's because I'm black, maybe it's because I'm a woman, I don't know. But this has really bothered me ever since Juneteenth became an official holiday because they're so close together. I'm just not understanding. So we have Juneteenth on June 19th, and then a couple weeks later, we celebrate a holiday of a country that is not about independence for everybody. It's definitely not about freedom for everybody. And we're only seeing that even more now. So why are we still spending money on July 4th at all? I genuinely want to know this question, like I said. I'm all for learning something new, so please drop your answers down in the comments. Now for the astrology part. When we are talking about Uranus moving into Gemini on July 7th, days after July 4th, I fear that this kind of duality in this country, like since I live in this country, is only going to get worse. And if it sounds like I'm judging at all when I ask this question and also talk about Uranus and Gemini making hypocrisy even worse, it's because I am. Now, do I genuinely want to still have some sort of hope and hear an answer that will give me some little inkling of, wow, that is a good reason? Yes, I have that hope that somebody will give me that answer. In the meantime, I'm judging. And I also have a very strong inkling that nobody will be able to give me that answer at all. Because Uranus is the mad scientist. It's more complex. It's about freedom and independence, but it's also about revolution. It's the difference between just debating. Uranus is not just the debate anymore. Uranus is all about manifesting the debate into actual action, which causes revolution. But Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and so therefore it's a lot more playful, and even though play can be complex, and debate, by that reason, can be complex, debate is not as intense, or Gemini, in this case, is not as intense as Uranus. Uranus is upping Gemini's complexity, which is why what we can expect in general when we're seeing Uranus move into Gemini is an up in mental crises or mental health issues with people. Why we'll see a lot of people overthinking, as well as, or in result of, media sensationalizing things. But most importantly, I think what we'll see is a lot of people straddling the line between madness and genius. People actually spouting lies versus people whistleblowing, or people just rejecting the truth that's being told to them because they can no longer tell the difference between what's a lie and what's actually the truth, and is sitting right in front of them. But because there's so much being sensationalized, that the crazy that's actually the truth sounds crazy. And so people don't believe it. And this is going to cause a real need for people to get out there and be investigative on their own without screens telling them what to believe. People really needing to literally, Gemini can be walking, putting foot to pavement to find the answers that they're looking for. Uranus and Gemini is literally independent thinking. Now, the other side of that is that Saturn is in Aries, which is almost the opposite of Uranus and Gemini, which is breaking out of this kind of group think and going into independent thinking and duality. But with Saturn in Aries, we see a lot of like suppression of individuality and like breaking out of some sort of construct or limitation with Saturn there, which is why I'm really looking forward to when Saturn does briefly go back into Pisces until March 2026. We see Uranus and Saturn briefly making an energetic square. And I think we'll see a lot of people be disillusioned. But at the same time, it's also going to have an adjustment period where people just, again, aren't believing the truth that's right in front of them because there's so much that's being said and sensationalized. I think one of the biggest things that we can also expect, other than kids being pulled out of schools, like traditional schools, is going to be that a lot of things are going to be said that are before their time. So therefore, people are just rejecting it because they're like, that's just it's too progressive. When really it's not. It's just ahead of its time. So I'm getting off my soapbox now, but I do want you guys to look out for that when we are seeing all this shift. We're kind of already in it, to be fair. Uranus is at its last degree in Taurus, and we are coming up on it moving into Gemini. And so just take note, because I have a feeling this is leading up to something else. But other than that, yeah, you guys, whatever you're doing, just stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.